Housing prices in Canada continue to rise, and in some areas, it's even become unaffordable for many of us to purchase our first home. So this video is all about the First-Time Homebuyer Incentive, a new government program aimed at making housing more affordable in Canada. This channel is all about making personal finance easy, so you can be more independent and confident with your money. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, hit the subscribe button and let's get started on today's topic. We've heard about the First-Time Homebuyer Incentive, but what is it actually all about? Under this new program, you can now apply for additional money to go towards the down payment of your home. And this is done at the same time that you complete your mortgage application at your local bank. So if your application is approved, then your total mortgage is lower, which means lower monthly mortgage payments. But who can actually apply to take advantage of this program? Well, first of all, you need to be considered a first-time homebuyer. In order to be considered a first-time homebuyer, you need to be able to satisfy one of these criteria. Either you've never purchased a home before, you haven't lived in a home that either you or your spouse have owned in the last 4 years, or you recently went through a marital or common law breakdown. Second, you need to already have a 5% down payment. So it's really important to understand that this program is not intended to fund your entire down payment. It simply adds to it to help lower your overall mortgage. The third criteria is that your household income cannot exceed $120,000. So keep in mind that this is a household amount. So that means if you live with someone, then their income plus yours can't be any more than $120,000 in order to qualify under this program. Lastly, your mortgage amount plus your down payment incentive cannot be more than 4 times your income. Let's take a look at an example. So let's assume that your household income is $80,000. Then that means that your total mortgage amount plus the down payment incentive cannot be more than $320,000. That's $80,000 times 4. So assuming that you do qualify, how much of a down payment can you actually get? The amount of the down payment that you're going to be receiving will depend on the type of home that you're purchasing. For a resale home, mobile, or manufactured home, it's 5% of the purchase price. For new build, it's either 5 or 10% of the purchase price. So let's take a look at an example of someone actually receiving the incentive. We're going to assume that your household income is $90,000. You've saved $15,000 as a down payment, which means that your maximum purchase price is $300,000. Your mortgage is $285,000, and your monthly payment is $1,484. Under this program, however, you receive 5% of the purchase price, which is $15,000. That brings your total down payment to $30,000, which means your new mortgage amount is now $270,000 on that $300,000 home, and your mortgage payment has been lowered to $1,394. Now that you've received that additional down payment, when do you actually have to pay it back? The down payment under this program is not considered a traditional loan, so there's no monthly payments or interest. Instead, it's referred to as a shared equity program. That being said, you do of course still have to pay back the down payment. So here are 3 scenarios in which you must repay it. 1, you either sell. 2, you complete your 25-year mortgage. Or 3, you decide to voluntarily pay it back. Whichever one of these 3 scenarios comes first. So how much of that down payment do you actually have to repay? Remember when I mentioned that that down payment is not a traditional loan, but a shared equity program. So that means if the down payment you receive was 5%, then you're required to repay 5% of whatever your house is worth at that time. In our example, we purchased our house for $300,000, but 25 years later, our mortgage is up and our house is now worth $500,000. 5% of $500,000 is $25,000, and that's the amount that you're now required to repay. Let me know what your thoughts are on the program and whether or not you actually think this is going to help individuals purchase their home in Canada. As always, please comment below with any questions you might have, and don't forget, hit that subscribe and bell button to keep up to date on future videos. Thanks for watching.